What's going on? Charles Botenston here. Today we have a different view. I'm actually looking out on Bryant Park. If that goes, look at that. That's beautiful, huh? So we're on our office roof, and one of the things that really comes up a lot in my mind, and it may come up in yours, is that like when you start doing self-development and even just goal setting, and you're starting a business, or you're getting a new body, or you're in a new relationship, or you start making more money, is you start seeing other areas of your life slipping, and then you get mad that that other area is slipping. So in other words, say, and there's really three main areas. Number one is your finances. How much money are you making? Are you saving the money? How are you investing your money? Blah, blah, blah. So you're building your wealth. That's number one. Number two is relationships. Relationships with a significant other, relationships with your friends, relationships with your family, your colleagues, everything like that. In other words, your social life. And the third one is health. Health is everything. Are you going to the gym? Are you eating right? Are you disease-free? Are you, do you feel alive and energetic, or are you fatigued? So there's really three main areas. And then all encompassing that is, say, other things like happiness or spirituality or fulfillment. You know, that's the whole thing. But there's three main areas to focus on. And what I've really noticed, and I had a great conversation with my buddy Jeff about it, I brought this up, and he's same level as I am. And he, in other words, like of thinking, he likes getting really deep into a conversation and figuring out why is this like this? Why does society, or why does someone do this? Like, what's the motivation behind it? What's the thinking? What are the steps that get you there? And to be honest, you're going to get there in self-development if you're not there already. And that's the fun, is that you'll see a situation and you'll know why someone did something. That's because they had, I'll give you an example. So bodybuilders, most bodybuilders are short. And the reason they're short is because they were picked on in high school. So they said, I don't want to be picked on in high school because of their size or they're really skinny or whatever. And they said, you know what? I'm going to get so big that someone's going to look at me and they're going to say, I'm never going to pick on him. Is that 100% of the case? Of course not. I'm saying this is the vast majority. In other words, you make up for something that was an insecurity when you're younger in your adulthood. So I was insecure about being smart. And now I'm like, I'm going to read as much as I can. And I absorb information, like obsessed with just things that I don't know. Finances, accounting, areas that I don't even like, which would be accounting and taxes and law, biology. Now I'm obsessed with those areas. And the reason being is that I had an insecurity behind it because I didn't understand it. So going back to what I was saying is that, so I was out with my buddy Jeff. And by the way, this could be with anything. If you're really overweight when you're younger and now you're a fitness stud or fitness star, or you had acne when you were younger and now you're a motivational speaker for young girls and men who have insecurity issues in high school, or you're really poor and you want to make a lot of money to give back to your family. A lot of athletes have that. A lot of athletes said, the first purchase was a home for my mother because she was the only one that stood by me when I was younger. So it's, you make up for an insecurity. But going back to the question, which is the three areas of life that, say you're really driving hard for me at work, and finances is like the number one thing. And then and there's really a hierarchy. You really put one as a full on, right now it's like finances, but just right, like 0.000 run right there is health. And I'm not talking about health where I'm running marathons. I'm talking about health where I go to the gym daily and I go to a class and I need to sweat at the gym. Otherwise, I just feel like I'm lifting weights and it's great. It's fantastic. But it's not really giving me the fulfillment that I went to the gym. So, and then I eat right. So I'm not like, so in other words, in work, I'm pushing really hard into work. If I was pushing really hard into health, I'd be training for a triathlon or whatever, and I would put other things to the side. What I'm trying to bring up is my relationships. Calling my dad and my mom two or three times a week. Approaching pretty girls when I see them online at Starbucks or Just Salad or Chopped or walking around the streets or whatever. And also relationships in my social circle. In other words, my social circle, what I've really noticed is that I've kind of let that slip. And then when you let it slip, it's exactly what happens in your life. And it's the same thing with anything. If you let your health slip for 2 months, you're going to notice it. You're going to be more tired. You're going to be fatigued. You may start noticing a gut, or you're just not eating right. Whatever, you start losing muscle. With your finances, if you start slipping after 2 or 3 months, usually that's during the summer. During the summer, you see your finances slip a little bit because you start taking trips, you start going on weekend vacations, you start going out with the people after work and blah, blah, blah. And this is the thing, is how many goals can you really focus on out of those 3? So I say you can really focus 100% on one, and about 80% on another, and about 60% on the other. So in other words, you're still above 50%. I would say about 50% on the third one. You really can't, and this is the thing, is you have to accept that that's what you're going to go through. In other words, if you're in a loving relationship, you don't need to go out and approach and talk to people and go on dates and whatever. Or say you're the CEO of a company and work is, say, really good, and you have the systems in place and you're pushing forward, and now you want to focus on health. That's number one on the priority. What you really need to do is accept that number one is you can't focus 100% on 3 things. And I made this mistake, I shit you not, for 10 years of thinking, oh yeah, no, I could easily push 100% in all 3 areas. You just can't do it. Here's a situation. Say you want to go out on a date, a bunch of dates. Say you have 3 dates lined up this week. It's in New York City. It's not a big deal. And then you have weekend plans. So you go out at night and you have a glass of wine, and then you go to bed at 9:30, whatever, 10 o'clock, and then you wake up at 5 o'clock, say on Tuesday. Then you do that on Wednesday and Thursday. By Friday, you're exhausted. So that affects your work. That also affects if you're going to go to the gym. And then you go out on Friday night, that affects the next day, and the next day, and the next day. So you're pushing forward in relationships, and you may be pushing forward in work, but your health, because you're so tired, you're like, I don't want to go to the gym. And then when you don't go to the gym, you're like, don't worry about eating right. So what you have to focus on is accepting what is, but pushing forward in what you want to accomplish right now. So think of the one area right now out of those 3 areas, and within there's massive subsets. So within health, it's like, I want to stop smoking, I want to stop drinking so much, I want to eat healthy, I want to go to the gym. There's so many areas. I want to run a marathon, I want to run a half a marathon, I want to walk around the block, I want to get off of the couch. Or say relationships, I want a better relationship with my spouse, my significant other, my parents, or whatever. There's so many subsets within each one. Within health, it's, I want to be debt free, I want to make more money, I want to save more, I want to invest, I want to buy a house. I want to improve my credit score. All of that, ironically enough, is happiness. And happiness, as Tony Robbins says, is progress. If you, as so long as you're making progress in an area that you're insecure about, or that you really want to move forward in, so say it's health or whatever, as long as you're making progress, you're going to be happy. The moment you stop, or the moment you start giving into your thoughts and your feelings, you're not your thoughts and your feelings. And I'm going to end on this. I always try to make the videos under 10 minutes. You are not your thoughts and your feelings. The first thing that comes to your thought or to your mind is your ego. And your ego just wants to survive. It just wants to survive and replicate. Surviving and replicating in this world is so easy because there's nothing behind the corner that's going to kill you. There's no animals, or there's no starvation or lack of clean water potentially in your area. But we still have those instincts in our mind, all right? So turn off your thoughts and your feelings. Pretend, and this is something that's taken me 2 years, and what I'm telling you right now, and this is one of the things, is that don't accept everything I say. Just go out, try it. If it works for you, awesome. You know, some people are saying, well, I already knew that. Fantastic. Well, maybe something in this video or the next video you didn't know. And that's the thing with learning, is that there's so many things that I listen to it, but I'm like, oh my God. And this is one of them. So I downloaded the app. There's a meditation app that's very popular. I forgot the name of it, Headspace. And Headspace is really popular. It didn't work for me. And maybe I just wasn't ready. It wasn't that it didn't work for me, I just wasn't ready. And this is the thing. I then heard someone say, which was referenced in Headspace, is that imagine your thoughts and your emotions as clouds just passing in the sky. And you just observe it. And you're just accepting, oh, okay, I'm angry. Oh, okay, I'm jealous. And don't judge it. Don't be mad about it. Don't think further into it. And that's the thing, is that when you do and you accept what's passing above, you'll be so much happier. John Assaraf, Look his interview up, John Asseroff, where he's interviewed by Lewis Howes, Asseroff. I just said his first name. Michael Asseroff or John Asseroff? John Asseroff and Lewis Howes. I gotta tell you, one of the best interviews I've seen in a while. Look it up on YouTube. It will change your life. The guy is a phenomenal genius at 55 years old. He is just who I want to be. Those are the people. This is the thing, is when you look at mentors, when you look at people to remember or to accept, is look at people way older than me, way richer or smarter or better in health and whatever, and be like, I want to be that person, and take that out of their life. John Asseroff is exactly who I want to be. Just, he's got a loving family and a job, and he just sees his thoughts and his feelings just passing in the sky. So have an awesome day. Here's a question. I'm also going to ask it on a couple other videos. Is number one is the website. What do you think I should do with the website? Number two is obviously video ideas, and number three is would you actually watch a video a day? You know, like Monday through Friday, not Saturdays and Sundays. But because when I'm at work, it really gets me going, and I like it. You know, it's like I bounce right into accounting, then I do my sales calls, and then I go and I have to approach a girl every single day, get back into those relationships because I focused on health and work, and I kind of just slacked off on the relationship. So have an awesome day. Subscribe to the videos, answer those questions. I love you all, honestly, and subscribe to the videos. Talk to you soon.